news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
Breaking now, the U.S. Supreme Court handing out decisions on several big issues. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Andrew Ward. Those Supreme Court decisions, including upholding laws in dozens of states that allow mail-in ballots to be counted as long as they're postmarked on or before Election Day, plus a mixed bag of decisions for President Trump regarding presidential power. Cristiano Cordero reports.
Today, a landmark decision from the Supreme Court allowing states to continue counting mail-in ballots received up to 5 days after Election Day, as long as they were postmarked on or before Election Day. The case revolved around the Republican Party's bid to prevent states from counting ballots it received after Election Day. Today's 5-4 decision from the conservative-leaning court was a surprise. During oral arguments, Justice Samuel Alito, who wrote the dissent issued today, argued ballots that arrive after Election Day could be confusing.
Some of the briefs have argued that confidence in election outcomes can be seriously undermined if the apparent outcome the day after the polls close is radically flipped by the acceptance later of a big stash of ballots that flip the election.
Justice Amy Coney Barrett, in today's majority opinion, wrote voting by Election Day, even by mail, is consistent with the Constitution. The court also weighed in on 2 cases regarding presidential power. In a 6-3 decision along ideological lines, the court voted to allow President Trump to remove a member of the Federal Trade Commission purely for policy reasons. It paves the way for Trump to transform the federal government. The High Court, however, is not granting Trump the same authority over the Federal Reserve. In a 5-4 decision, the justices blocked Trump's attempt to fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook for now, noting the Fed's long tradition of independence. The justices today separately rejected Trump's appeal in an E. Jean Carroll defamation case from 2022. That means the president will have to pay the $5 million judgment. Cristiano Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
And we go now to that dangerous heat expected today, and it's already here, and it's going to stay for a while. One of our citizen journalists sending us this video to our Now Local News app from an already hot and humid morning today. We're under a heat advisory, and officials are urging everyone to take caution during this time. The wind's also going to be a factor today. Take a look here at the shake of the camera from our ABC Seamless camera. It's hot and humid out there. 89 degrees already outside, and it feels well above that. Let's get to meteorologist Houston Hall. He's got a closer look at our first forecast. Good morning, Houston.
Good morning. Did you see that? The road, it's open. The ABC Seamless cam, that road has been, it's been having cones, but I think Russ is going to be very happy about that 4:30. It's hot out there, my goodness. We're in the upper 80s, even some lower 90s starting to pop out there. We got a little south wind. I mean, I wouldn't even call it little. I'd say it's pretty windy out there. 90 in Wahoo, 88 in Omaha. We are at 89 degrees. Look out towards the west, though. Lower 70s, some 80s out there. There's your little cold front. Look at all this moisture. All that purple, that's mid to upper 70s for dew points. It feels like 97 degrees here in Lincoln. That actually is the warmest heat index we have out there. Feels like 96 out towards Omaha. And the winds, they are very windy, sustained 20 to 25 with gusts up to 40, maybe even some spots close to 45 miles per hour, but you can see there's a sharp line with that wind. There's that cold front, and all the clouds are starting to diminish, but it looks like northeast Nebraska could be seeing some cumulus development. Temperatures upper 90s for the rest of today. What about precipitation? Okay, we could see maybe a peak as we go past about 10, 11 p.m. There's your severe weather. I'll break down this whole forecast, weather.
Houston, Lincoln Lancaster County Health Department sharing a reminder that even a few hours spent in air conditioning can help you avoid heat-related illnesses. These are some of the 20 cooling centers across the capital city. You can see this live look at their map. Each of those house-shaped icons you see, that's a cooling center. During business hours, all Lincoln City libraries and Lincoln Parks and Rec centers are available. Salvation Army is celebrating some heat relief in the capital city today. Over the past few weeks, they've been collecting donations that will provide nearly 300 box fans for those who need it. This annual fan drive is in partnership with the Westlake Hardware Store. Today, they're loading up those box fans and getting them to families in need. And for the latest information on this extreme heat, go to KLKMTV.com to check out the latest forecast. This is how you can get there. We are sharing these stories from the city and local businesses as well on how they are beating the heat. Also, make sure to tell us how you are keeping cool by downloading the Now Local News app using the QR code on your screen. Now to the war in Iran. Gas prices plummeting this morning despite a weekend of violence. Prices at the pump are now the lowest in months. Gas Buddy's latest report says Lincoln's average alone fell nearly 20 cents in a week. We're now starting at $3.62 a gallon. That's close to what our citizen journalists are showing us on our Now Local News app. Brian says he saw a $3.69 a gallon at the Super C near South 34th and Old Cheney Road. Now, the national average is also falling. Gas Buddy says it's at $3.78 a gallon. That's the lowest level since mid-March. Experts at Gas Buddy do say this all hinges on the shaky truce between Iran and the U.S. Now, both sides agreeing to halt strikes overnight. The president says a meeting is slated for Qatar tomorrow. This is leading to the stock market to respond strong. The Dow Jones is now up 260 points as of now. Well, tonight at Lincoln City Council, a public hearing about potentially creating a corner store landmark thematic district. The proposal would change 14 former corner stores as local landmarks at various locations around town, mainly in South Lincoln. This is a map of some of those spots. The triangles are the proposed locations for landmark status, while the green circles are previously landmarked. Here are some of the stores that need renovation. Officials are hoping this proposal will help produce more local businesses in the area. We'll let you know if the project comes to fruition tonight at 10. New details now. President Trump's pause on the signing the Housing Act is holding in place. It's a bill that many of our local lawmakers signed off on. The Affordable Housing Act has seen support from both sides of the aisle. But with President Trump wanting to sign his Save America Act first, the housing bill is being pushed to the side. So we hopped on a call with Representative Mike Flood, one of the main authors of his bill, to find out how he thinks the bill will get passed.
When this bill passes, this will be the biggest bipartisan housing legislation in 36 years. And I'm proud to say that I'm the primary author of the legislation and have found a way forward with my Senate colleagues to land the plane, hopefully yet this week. Now, there's a couple of ways we can do this. The president can sign it, or he can choose not to sign it and let it become law without his signature.
And we'll make sure to let you know when the president makes a decision on his participation in signing this bill into law. Now, to Oscar basketball, in the midst of summer workouts and hoping to build momentum after a historic season. Today, we're going to hear from Coach Fred Hoiberg and several of the players. That will likely include Price Sanford, who has stayed relatively silent since making the decision to forego the NBA draft process and return to Nebraska for his senior year. They are set to address the media this morning at 11. You can hear from both Coach Hoiberg and Sanford tonight at 6 and 10. Coming up this morning, a new study from UNL highlighting the role of grandparents and families, how time spent with grandma and grandpa could reflect on kids' social skills. Stay with us. Right now, a new study suggests sending your kids to their grandparents benefits everyone. A postdoctoral fellow at UNL has found a positive relationship between intergenerational co-parenting and children's social emotional development. Her research finds that when parents and grandparents work together to raise kids, those children have higher levels of social skills. Her data found that when the parents or grandparents feel respected and influential in parenting decisions, their influence on child development is positive. She clarifies that parents should still serve as the primary caregiver, but sharing that burden with grandparents can promote discipline and reduce confusion and behavioral dysregulation in children. Well, Bryan Health is celebrating the end of its 100th anniversary at this hour. They are placing a time capsule to be opened in 50 more years in 2076. They're including COVID-19 shirts, pins, and masks, as well as some medical technology and a Bryan Independence Center graduation coin. You can see some of those items here on your screen. The celebration kicked off just a little while ago, and it's going to be on right now at Bryan East Campus. Well, it turns out most Americans are terrible at spotting AI-generated travel photos when booking a trip, and weight loss drugs are arriving a shortage of certain kind of protein. Jane King explains in today's Wellness Report.
Whey protein inventories have fallen 50% since 2023, and prices keep rising as well. Use of GLP-1 drugs requires more protein to offset the muscle loss, which is compounded already. Rising demand for protein is part of the American diet, with it showing up across many food products in the supermarket. Dairy industry infrastructure required to process protein from cheese making takes years to scale, and most plants aren't built for that. Well, the functional drink market is hot right now. These are drinks that are more than just thirst quenching. They have vitamins, probiotics, or protein. The $160 billion functional drink market reflects demand from health-conscious consumers. Olivia Ferdy, co-founder of the wellness drink startup Trip, told CNBC social media has also turned functional drinks into a status symbol. Well, only 5% of American travelers can correctly identify real destination photos in a side-by-side test with AI-generated images. Yet 74% of travelers say they don't book a trip unless they've seen a picture first. A new survey of 2,000 American adults who have recently traveled or are planning a trip found when shown 3 pairs of real and AI-generated photographs, just 1 in 4 correctly identified the authentic image, and just 1 in 20 were able to identify all 3 successfully. This was commissioned by the Tennessee Department of Tourism Development and conducted by Talker Research. And the survey found more than half of respondents who felt like they were confident enough to be able to identify those. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King. Here's to your health.
Well, very interesting summer-like weather pattern, and it's coming with some severe weather and very hot temperatures. We're almost feeling like 100 degrees right now. That will continue through this week. Show you the forecast view.
If you're at home right now and you're suffering from burning, tingling, or numb feet, you need to pay special attention to this next segment as we discuss neuropathy.
What is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is actually nerve damage to the feet and the legs primarily.
And what are the symptoms?
The major symptoms we see are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, problems with your balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It is absolutely treatable, and we can get some great results.
If you're experiencing burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands, or having balance issues, call today for your nerve damage screening. Your nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our innovative treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe there is nothing that can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 25 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Act now and call to schedule your nerve damage screening. First 25 callers receive this screening for free.
Locally owned since 1963, Leach Camper Sales of Lincoln offers a huge variety of RVs. Unlike competitors' same old models, your choice is always uniquely yours. All types, all styles, all price ranges. Get out and live life. Leach Camper Sales of Lincoln. Camp better.
The holiday's biggest fireworks are at Ernie's in Ceresco's Fired Up 4th of July sale. Get explosive savings on all of your total home furnishing needs, including top made-in-America brands, Tempur-Pedic mattresses up to $500 off, and store-wide deals you won't want to miss. Plus, free driveway delivery and 5 years interest-free financing. Mark your calendar for Ernie's in Ceresco's Fired Up 4th of July sale. It's a banger of a sale at Ernie's in Ceresco and Ernie's Mattress First, Lincoln.
Does your dog need a new toy to hug, tug, and fetch? A puzzle to challenge his mind? A licky mat to keep him busy? Or maybe just a healthy, nutritious treat? Stop by Arnie's for a huge selection of treats. Choose and safe, durable pet toys. Arnie's, caring for your pets.
Right now, the nation's weather extremes turning deadly. There are dozens of major wildfires burning across the American West in hot, dry conditions. One of those fires claiming the lives of 3 firefighters. Meanwhile, others did not survive flash flooding in Kentucky, where search efforts in flooded areas are underway. Here's ABC's Lionel Moyes.
This morning, weather extremes turning deadly. At the Utah-Colorado border, 3 firefighters have been killed, trapped by the fire they were battling.
It's the ultimate sacrifice, and we never like to hear when that happens. We take a step back and we reassess how we're doing things.
Widespread drought conditions and gusty winds fueling multiple fires in the region, triggering a state of emergency and a second round of evacuations in some areas. One rancher near Eureka, Utah, describing the scene as apocalyptic. A far different emergency in Kentucky, flash flooding blamed for at least 4 deaths.
We have been hit really hard, wiping out roads and bridges, and sadly, even taking a handful of lives.
I guess it's kind of scary. Our backyard, it has a lot of water.
With rescues and evacuations in the downpour. This video showing the moment water breaks through a fence, firefighters pulling a driver to safety in this video posted to social media, and this car floating away in the strong current. A different extreme for parts of the Rockies leading up to the 4th of July. The Georgetown Lake region of Montana bracing for up to 3 feet of snow. But far more Americans are bracing for a dangerous heat wave this holiday week. Heat alerts issued for more than 100 million Americans from Kansas to Massachusetts. Triple-digit temps are expected from the Midwest into the Northeast.
Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
All right, take a look at this storm right here. This is a 5:30 a.m., goes towards the east, and it's currently just moving up there. Well, this storm right here this morning went through parts of near Aberdeen, South Dakota, with 100 to 130 mile per hour wind gusts. Notice that's just one storm all the way, and it just moved that way, and that just tells you, okay, this is sort of a potent system, and so there it brings some severe weather within the system. Here's what the whole little pattern looks like. You got a warm front pushing up towards the north. You usually get the strongest to severe storms on the northern edge of this little warm front. Meanwhile, we got a cold front out here, a low pressure system. That's giving us the rotation right there. We are still in a little northeast Nebraska, level 2 slight risk, and then a level 1 marginal risk. Let's see if anything's happening. Watching this storm watching this cloud development right here, as all the models are saying, okay, this is where the first storm development will be. You can see there's the cold front currently out there diminishing that cloud cover as it pushes off towards the east. But these are usually the clouds that you see before a severe weather event. So that's what we're watching. Do I think anything is going to pop up here in the next hour or two? No. We got to give it a few more hours as we go into this evening. Here's the HRRR model. Now, the HRRR model this morning, the SPC said, did really, really well with the buildup of that one storm that I showed you at the beginning in South Dakota. All right, so here's the newest HRRR run. You can see about later convection, but the earliest convection would start about 7 to 9 p.m. And there's going to be that line of storms out there. And that's all going to carry a large hail and a damaging wind threat as it moves towards the east. Now, you could get a little bit of a brief rotation. I would say just a little north of Grand Island. You got to watch these little southern cells here as those could move towards the east and maybe rotate a little bit. About Grand Island up towards the north, that's where the greatest chance of some severe weather is going to be. Lincoln, I think we will stay dry. I think our best chance to see maybe some rain would be about 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., but that's going to be your hail and wind threat as it moves towards the northeast. If you're about Columbus and then towards the north, overnight tonight, have ways to receive alerts as that could be some damaging winds, maybe a little brief rotation and some hail. Should be on out of here by Tuesday morning. We're looking at lots of sunshine, maybe a little bit of cloud cover. Well, that cold front's going to move up towards the west and it's going to retreat. That's going to keep us warm. It's going to keep us humid for another chance of some showers and thunderstorms going into Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. You can see another round right here moving up from Kansas as early as about 7 to 9 p.m. Tuesday evening. And this one might be the better chance for about southeast Nebraska, Lincoln, Grand Island, the Tri-Cities. I'll move off towards the east. Sort of break, but then it really just comes scattered to widespread numerous thunderstorms. Marginal risk for Tuesday, and then another one for Wednesday. Small hail, some gusty winds. No clouds out there. We got the winds, maybe even a little bit of haze as there is some wildfire smoke from Utah. 89, my goodness, it feels like 97. Look at it, oh my goodness. Oh, yeah, the flags out there towards Aurora, they are racing today. Wow. Here's another look at radar. You can see that cold front right there. And then temperature-wise, there's the 70s, 80s, 89 right now, Lincoln, 88, Omaha, Beatrice, a few 90s starting to pop off there. All that moisture, the purple, we're in the low to mid 70s for dew points. The winds sustained 20 to 30, gust up to near 35, 40 miles per hour. Precipitation chances, Lincoln, you can see about past 9, 10 p.m. Could see a little peak there. Temperatures, upper 90s for the rest of today. Make sure I'm going to be going to drink a gallon of water. High temperatures, heat index values are already near the triple digits. 7-day forecast, things get a little better as we go day by day. Temperatures will drop a few, and then we pick back up for July 4th before the upper 80s return.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Houston. Still ahead, ready for return. Now Serena Williams is making a comeback on tennis's biggest stage in the drug test that held her back for years.
Celebrate America with our free for all sale. Right now, receive a free foundation, free bed frame, free delivery, and free installation with any qualified mattress purchase $895 or more. Stop by family-owned Comfort Made Mattress Factory today.
We're here for all the action. Every team, every matchup, every night, bringing you the best local sports coverage in the game. Channel 8, bringing you Nebraska Now.
It's replacement window season. You have ugly, hard to open, drafty windows? Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows. Because when you buy 2, you get 2 free. Buy 2 Champion windows, get 2 free? I guess that means if you buy 4, you get 4 free. Buy 6, get 6 free. Buy 10, get 10 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2 Get 2 free sale ends soon.
Great job, everybody. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
It's time to celebrate with Independence Day savings at Schaefer's. Looking for a refrigerator upgrade? It's the perfect time to save on Frigidaire and get up to $900 in rebates on qualifying appliance packages. Whether you're replacing an aging refrigerator or remodeling your entire kitchen with Frigidaire, Schaefer's has the selection, service, and savings to make it happen. Hurry in for Schaefer's Independence Day savings event. Big savings, great selection at 48th and R, Lincoln.
Father Time is undefeated, but that doesn't mean we can't fight back. At K2 Holistic Health, we offer a variety of hormone and peptide treatments that are designed to give you the energy, vitality, and emotional well-being that you're missing. Don't just accept hormone imbalances and the decline in your quality of life. Get a solution that works, tailored to your unique needs with K2 Holistic Health.
Breaking now, NU Board of Regents finalizing their decisions on leadership changes at one of their institutions. Regents voting to approve changes to the bylaws at Nebraska Medicine. The new bylaws were approved during the last Board of Regents meeting. University President Dr. Jeffrey Gold addressing the board on those changes.
These changes reinforce the commitment of the board to allow benefits of membership, including appointment of a full half of the members of the Nebraska Medicine Board by the Omaha Community Foundation. These bylaws, if passed, will remain in place while the university and the Omaha Community Foundation.
The board also voting yes to changes in the Articles of Incorporation following the votes. The board moving to a closed session for further discussions. Both amendments will be in effect July 1st through September 30th. Right now, the year's third tennis major championship at Wimbledon is getting underway with some added star power. Serena Williams is one day closer to getting back on those legendary grass courts in London. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
Ahead of her remarkable return to Wimbledon, Serena Williams is revealing her big comeback almost didn't happen.
I was like, what's wrong with me, Serena? What are you thinking? Like, are you
Are you nuts?
The 44-year-old says spending time with her kids and her other business ventures were 2 reasons not to return to pro tennis. The other reason, she says, was the anti-doping testing system in tennis. The rules require players to notify testers where they'll be every day and pick a 1-hour window when they promise to be available. Miss that window too many times and the player can be banned. Serena calls the system grueling and unprofessional.
So I guess I can't go pick up my kids. It's unprofessional, I think, but I hate it. I think it's necessary, but I should be able to go without having it count as a missed test.
The testing agency pushing back, insisting there's flexibility, saying the rules are there to protect players and haven't changed in years. Still, Serena undeterred, and everyone from fans to fellow tennis pros are celebrating her return.
She's so inspiring to everyone.
Our Maggie Rulli catching up with 24-time major champion Novak Djokovic, who says Serena has never stopped inspiring others.
2 children later, she's, after many years of being absent from the tour, her body, transforming and trying to, be fit and be able to compete with the best players in the world. It's something that is very admirable.
As for Djokovic, at 38, with retirement questions following him, he says it's a love of the game that keeps him going.
When I was 7, I was constructing this Wimbledon trophy in my room out of the improvised materials that I could find. So that's how much it really means to me.
Serena plays her first Wimbledon singles match since 2022 tomorrow, facing 20-year-old Australian Maya Joint. She'll play doubles with her sister Venus Thursday. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Still ahead this morning, team effort. How many countries are helping Venezuela search for survivors after devastating earthquakes and incredible rescues made over the weekend?
If you've been injured in a car accident, Friedman Law are expert at helping injured people. It's all we've done for over 60 years. Not working with Friedman Law could cost you dearly. Call Friedman Law, 402-476-1093.
At Synergy Home Care, we're all about family. Our roots run deep in Nebraska, and we're obsessed with offering the most compassionate in-home care for families in the good life state. We understand the emotional impact of providing for your loved ones, and we'll help you discover options to ease your financial stress, including a free insurance review so you can focus on what truly matters. Your family. Synergy Home Care. We're all in this together.
Next, E.T. The movies, the moments, the making of Hollywood royalty.
Shut up.
We're unlocking the E.T. vault with Anne Hathaway.
And Steve.
Next
Weekdays
E.T.
at 6:30 after Channel 8 News at 6.
Unearth a story with Lincoln City Library's Summer Reading Challenge, May 22nd to July 31st. It's fun and free. Sign up, get a Salt Dogs ticket and pool pass, read 10 hours, track your time, and get more coupons. Visit lincolnlibraries.org today.
Discover the joy of feeding birds with the help of Lincoln's family-owned Wild Bird Habitat. Shop for top-quality wild bird feeds, bird feeders, and all your birding supplies. When you want the best bird feeding experience and expert advice, visit Wild Bird Habitat.
If you've been injured in a car accident, Friedman Law are expert at helping injured people. It's all we've done for over 60 years. Not working with Friedman Law could cost you dearly. Call Friedman Law, 402-476-1093.
This news segment is brought to you by Sid's Deli and Subs.
Craving a mouth-watering sub sandwich? Look no further than Sid's Deli and Subs, serving fresh, made-to-order subs with your choice of sliced meats and cheeses on our soft, fresh-baked bread. Come and taste the Sid's Deli difference. Sid's Deli and Subs, 33rd and Cornhusker, Lincoln.
Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News Midday.
If you're just joining us, we are keeping an eye on that dangerous heat impacting all of us right now. It's already very hot and humid. In fact, citizen journalist Melanie says she could feel it the second she walked outside this morning. You can see her walking her dog in this video submitted to our Now Local News app. Be prepared to sweat if you step outside today. The wind also very much a factor this morning. You can see those flags blowing like mad out there in Aurora. The Aurora here, my goodness. Yeah, temperature's already nearing 90 degrees outside. The feels like temperature, I'm sure, is above that already, but it almost kind of feels like you're swimming out there if it wasn't for the wind. Let's get the meteorologist Houston Hall for the updated forecast here for us. Just, oh my goodness.
I mean,
disgusting
definitely
out there.
Yeah, I mean, it just makes me like smile and like awe, because it's like, my goodness, those flags are actually just racing out there, and it's hot. It's 90 degrees right now. I mean, Beatrice doesn't look too bad, but if you look closely, the trees, yes, they are going. They are having a day, tree day, not a hair day. Upper 80s, lower 90s out there all across southeast Nebraska. Looks like Wahoo got the 91st. Most of us here in the next 30 minutes will be at that 90-degree mark. Check it out, though. We got 72 out towards Thetford. There's your cold front, and we are over here burning in eastern Nebraska, and we are moist, low to mid 70s for dew points. It is very, very muggy out there. It feels like 97 here in Lincoln, 91 in Grand Island, 96 in Omaha. These feel like temperatures are only going to rise as we go later into this afternoon. We got a change in direction. You can see we got some whipping south winds, 15 to 25 with gusts to near 40 out towards Grand Island, even here in Lincoln. There's another look at satellite and radar, a little bit of cumulus clouds up towards O'Neill. That could be turning into something as we go into this evening. Upper 90s for temperatures, and then precipitation. It looks pretty minimal here in Lincoln, but we do have chances for severe weather as we go into tonight. It looks like Grand Island and Columbus could be in the bulk of that. I'll show you that here in a few.
And thank you very much, Houston. And for the latest information on this extreme heat, go to klkntv.com to check out the latest forecast. This is how you can get there. We are also sharing stories from city and local businesses on how they are beating the heat. Also, make sure to tell us how you are keeping cool by downloading the Now Local News app using the QR code there on your screen. Now to that road closure starting today in North Lincoln. 56th Street from Layton Avenue to Walker Street will be closed for some utility work. This is that area from this morning. The closure began at 8:30 today. LTU says the work should be done around Wednesday. Now to the war in Iran. New talks are set to happen tomorrow. President Trump announcing a meeting with Iranian officials. Trump posting this on social media, stating that Iran has called for another meeting. He says it will take place tomorrow in Qatar's capital of the city of Doha. No other details have been released at this time. Both sides also agreeing to pause strikes after a weekend of back-to-back attacks. Here's ABC's Rachel Scott.
Overnight, a U.S. official telling ABC News the U.S. and Iran have agreed to halt strikes after a heated weekend of back-and-forth attacks. But Iran has yet to confirm that agreement, this morning insisting they have sole control over the Strait of Hormuz, contradicting the Trump administration. Early Sunday morning, Tehran launching a barrage of missiles and drones at U.S. military sites in Bahrain and Kuwait, while warning that American bases across the region will experience hell in the coming days. A U.S. official telling us all the drones and missiles were intercepted, shot down, or failed to hit their targets, adding there were no casualties or damages to the targeted bases. The attack comes after the U.S. struck multiple targets inside Iran in response to an Iranian attack on an oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz. It marks the second Iranian attack on commercial ships in just the past few days. On Friday, the U.S. struck Iranian drone and missile storage facilities after Tehran targeted another ship in the Strait with a drone.
Rachel Scott, ABC News, Washington.
Developing now, about 75% of electricity is back in La Guaira State following major earthquakes. But this morning, time is running out for any survivors buried underneath the rubble. Here's drone footage of that destruction across La Guaira. 140 search dogs from 21 different countries are working day and night to find those trapped. ABC's Jane Longman reports.
Thousands in Venezuela are pinning their hopes on miracle rescues this morning, but time is running out for anyone still trapped after the earthquakes that officials now call the worst natural disaster in the country's history. The U.S., one of at least 24 countries to send rescue teams, among them 86 specialist dog teams, even using small drones here to find survivors. But anger is growing at the government for being slow to act. New video shows a mother and her 18-day-old newborn pulled from underneath what remained of their apartment building in La Guaira after being trapped for 32 hours, both now in stable condition. The State Department posting this video of American crews helping to pull another mother and her 9-month-old baby to safety, both somehow suffering only minor injuries. And yesterday, 4 days after that pair of powerful earthquakes struck, a father and son pulled from the rubble alive. But for every miracle, devastation. The death toll has climbed now to nearly 1,500 and over 3,000 injured. But tens of thousands are still reported missing, and hundreds of aftershocks are still jolting the region. La Guaira, a coastal town, the worst hit. Thousands are still sleeping outside, worried more buildings might fall. Huge apartment buildings collapsed in seconds. Entire neighborhoods were wiped out. An estimated 58,000 buildings were damaged or destroyed across Venezuela. UNICEF says 1.8 million people need help, including nearly 700,000 children.
The focus of the relief effort is really on La Guaira, which is a state about half an hour normally from where I am in Caracas, but it's taking hours to get there, hours to get out. The true level of devastation in that part of Venezuela really is not yet known. James Longman, ABC News in Caracas.
Happening today, Senator Pete Ricketts and Governor Jim Pillen are celebrating bridge improvements. They will be highlighting the Capital City Connector Lincoln Interstate Bridges project. It'll be repairing and replacing 4 aging bridges on I-80 and I-180. This is made possible through a $15.6 million grant from the Federal Highway Administration's Competitive Highway Bridge Program. They will be celebrating this work at Oak Lake Park at 2 this afternoon. We'll hear from both the governor and Senator Ricketts tonight at 5. Well, right now, Alex Murdaugh appearing in court for the first hearing in his retrial. In South Carolina, Alex Murdaugh appearing in court for a status hearing and getting a new trial date. Prosecutors are now pursuing a new trial after the state's Supreme Court overturned his double murder conviction earlier this year. ABC's Michelle Franzen has more.
For the first time since South Carolina's highest court overturned the double murder convictions of his son Paul and wife Maggie, Alex Murdaugh back in court appearing for a hearing on a retrial. Judge Deborah McCaslin setting a new trial date.
I'm thinking April the 5th.
Murdaugh appearing in court shackled and wearing an orange jumpsuit. His legal team requesting he be allowed unshackled and in plain clothes.
Potential jurors are watching this right now, and to the extent that parading him around in a jumpsuit shackled like an animal impacts their view, it's going to make it more difficult for us to get a jury.
Last month, the South Carolina Supreme Court focused their ruling on court clerk Rebecca Hill, accused of making comments to jurors during the trial. The court ruled Hill's conduct created, quote, improper external influences on the jury. One juror later testified Hill's alleged comments impacted her view of the case.
It felt like she made it seem like he was already guilty.
Hill is denied trying to sway the jury, but later resigned and pleaded guilty to misconduct in office. Prosecutors, after the convictions were thrown out, vowed to retry the case.
These tragic deaths, they still require an answer. They still require justice, and that's our job.
Murdaugh has maintained his innocence for the double murders in 2021. He remains in prison and is serving out concurrent sentences after pleading guilty to federal and state financial crimes, including lying and stealing from his former clients. Defense attorneys are requesting access to DNA evidence for independent lab testing, along with computer access for Murdaugh to review evidence from prison. Michelle Franzen, ABC News, New York.
Stay with us, everyone. Running low. This organization is calling on the community for help and the donations they say they need right now. Right now, the Capitol Humane Society is asking for the community's help. They say their pet food pantry and supply pantry could use a lot of extra donations. They're running low on dry dog food and are completely out of cat litter. They say these items can be dropped off at either their admissions and assessment center or their adoption center this week. We'll be asking for an update from the CHS when they come on for their weekly interview during our midday show on Wednesday. Well, this week's extreme heat has farmers on edge, and America's largest wind farm comes online. Here's Jane King with today's Ag and Energy Report.
The U.S.'s largest ever renewable energy project, an $11 billion wind farm dubbed SunZia in New Mexico, has started operations after nearly 2 decades of planning, permitting, and construction. With 916 turbines, SunZia's wind output will power more than 1 million homes across the Southwest. Well, whey protein inventories have fallen roughly 50% since 2023, and prices keep rising. Use of GLP-1 drugs requires more protein to offset muscle loss, which has compounded already rising demand for protein as part of the American diet, with it showing up across many food products at the supermarket. Dairy industry infrastructure required to process protein from cheese making takes years to scale, and most plants aren't built for it. Well, a dangerous heat wave set to scorch millions in the U.S. ahead of the 4th of July. According to FEMA, extreme heat often results in the highest annual number of deaths among all weather-related disasters. Of course, it also drives up air conditioning and energy bills. Since there will be strong demand on the electrical grid for air conditioning, utility executives recommend unplugging small, non-essential appliances. If you're not working from home, it's recommended to unplug home office equipment as they can add to a room's heat. Meanwhile, crop growers are concerned about the upcoming heat. Fruit growers are worried about their crops, and if temperatures surpass 95 degrees Fahrenheit, corn growth is slowed and yield can be reduced by 1.5 bushels per acre for each day the temperature remains at that temperature during pollination. From the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Jane King with your Ag and Energy Report.
Now, for your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Houston Hall.
It's very windy out there. Yeah, these flags, they have not gotten a break. I don't know when the last time they got a break was. It's probably more than about 17 hours ago, as it's been pretty windy. And this is the peak winds. We're looking at sustained winds right now, 20 to 25 with gusts up to near 40, 45 miles per hour. Now I'm going to walk you through the forecast. Check out this little storm. This was this morning. It moved up towards the northeast. Look at this. Right now, there's a tornado warning on that storm. Well, this storm went through Aberdeen and had 100 to 130 mile per hour wind gusts and had a destructive tag on it. Now that just shows you how strong this little system is, which is bringing us some severe weather. There's an enhanced risk where that storm is currently, and then we are still in a level 2 slight risk northeast Nebraska, and then a marginal risk. There's the system currently, a low pressure system. So you might get a little bit of rotation right here. There's going to be enough spin in the atmosphere for maybe an isolated tornado threat. And here's the area that I'm tracking as we go into this evening into the overnight hours. Models are starting to hone in on a spot with the best potential for all of the severe weather. This looks to be it. We could see some storm development just north of Grand Island, and then that's all going to move towards the northeast, and it's going to carry a hail, wind, and maybe even a brief tornado threat on the southern edge of these storms. Let's walk you through it. There's the cold front currently out there. It's going to be moving towards the east. We'll get a little bit of cloud cover. Now, southeast Nebraska, Lincoln, highly doubt we see any rain unless these models want to just change dramatically in the next few hours. That is where the storms will begin as we go into about 9, 11 p.m. It's going to be a little late, so we'll have ways to get alerts as we go into the overnight hours. But that is going to start our severe weather event. About 9 to 11 p.m., that could have a hail maker there, a wind maker. We got to watch for these southern edge cells right about here as we go into about 11 to midnight, all right? That's all going to be wind, hail, but now these little southern edge cells as they move towards the east can get a little bit of wind shear, a little bit of rotation as they all make their way towards northeast Nebraska from about Columbus up towards the north, and that will make a big wind bag and some hail before moving on out Tuesday morning. Notice we have stayed dry here in Lincoln. I think the best chance is going to be from Grand Island and up towards the north and east. Tuesday, not too bad. Once again, it's going to be a warm day. We're going to have that cold front not move through. It's going to be retreating back towards the west. That's going to keep us warm, give us moisture for some more widespread showers and thunderstorms Tuesday night, about 8 to 11 p.m. Could see some more thunderstorm activity down near I-80 and south of I-80. Then it just becomes a whole lot of scattered activity, turns into a warm front up there. And all of these little thunderstorms could have a little bit of hail and some gusty winds. For that reason, I wouldn't be surprised if we might see a little slight risk somewhere Tuesday, and then Wednesday, another chance for some severe weather. Got to keep an eye on that, but first let's get through tonight. Look at that, the ABC seamless cam. You might notice something different. They opened that roadway right there, and that one's closed now. So very cool stuff. We're making progress. Honda of Lincoln cam flag, it's blowing away. It's about 97, it feels like. A sustained wind, 25 miles per hour. There is your cold front right there, Valentine 74. We're all in the upper 80s, 90 Beatrice, 91 Wahoo. We're still almost on the edge of 90 degrees. It is really, really moist out there, low to mid 70s. Feels like 97 degrees, and all of us feel like the mid to upper 90s. South wind 20 to 25, gusts up to near 40 miles per hour. All right, for the rest of today, you can see precipitation chances staying less than 20%. I would say 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. our best chance to see a light rain shower. Upper 90s for temperatures. There's your highs, and then there's your feel like temperatures. Yeah, it's going to be hot. But now each day does get a little better as we go day by day, and then we could be looking at a July 4th hot with some storms.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much. Houston still ahead, a music celebration of the Tada Theater. It's putting together quite the party next month. We'll speak live to the theater next.
Meet Lincoln's deal detectives at Salvage Warehouse. They're uncovering huge new savings every day. Discover up to 70% off retail on furniture and appliances all over the store.
The deals are real at Salvage Warehouse. Yeah!
Make the most of your 4th of July weekend with an 11% rebate at Menards. Get your pool looking crystal clean with shock treatment. It makes cleaning your pool a breeze so you can spend more time relaxing. A 1-pound bag is a value of $3.99 after rebate. Suncast provides high quality and easy to assemble storage. Protect patio cushions and other outdoor accessories with this Suncast deck box. Now, a value of $119.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Whisper Outdoors' biggest Independence Day sale in history, celebrating 250 years of the USA. American-made hot tubs starting at $22.99. Save big with swim spas from $12.99. Plug-in power spas with easy setup and no special wiring. Whisper golf carts as low as $59.99. Whisper UTV starting at $69.99. With in-house financing, everyone's approved. 60 months, no interest financing with zero money down. American-owned and operated. Celebrate our 250th anniversary at Whisper Outdoors Independence Day sale. Go to whisperoutdoor.com.
Plush carpet, luxury vinyl, hardwood, laminate, and sheet vinyl flooring. Carpets Direct is the ultimate flooring destination. Call or visit today, South 48th Street, Lincoln.
Does your dog need a new toy to hug, tug, and fetch? A puzzle to challenge his mind? A licky mat to keep him busy? Or maybe just a healthy, nutritious treat? Stop by Arnie's for a huge selection of treats. Choose and save durable pet toys. Arnie's, caring for your pets.
Looking for the best deals in Lincoln? Tag, you're it. Run in now for furniture and appliance deals up to 70% off. 3, 2, 1. Save. The countdown is on for great deals this year at Salvage Warehouse.
We're here. We're live now. Dave Kloss is here. He's here to talk about Tada Stock coming on. Of course, the Tada Theater puts this on every single year. Yeah, so Dave,
nice
thank you
to
for
see
stopping
you.
by. Yeah.
It's been a whole year.
Yes, we talk about this every year about this.
We were at Tada Stock 6 last year, and now we're at Tada Stock 7.
All right, so for our audience that might not have seen you last year or gone to this event before, what is Tada Stock?
Tada Stock is a summer show at the mill at the Telegraph District, and every year it's been put on. It started during the COVID panic of 2020, and I think we all sang with masks on, and everybody sat out in the outdoor theater with masks, and it was doable, and it proved to be so successful. We went to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So here we are.
It's just incredible. When you see the amount of people that show up to this every single year now, I mean, it's quite the production you got going there.
It is. It is. Everybody gets to, all the singers get to pick 2 of their own songs to sing, and some of them will sing duets, and some will do even more. But it's songs that you've always wanted to sing in front of a crowd, but usually you're limited because when you're in a Tada show, you're playing a character, and you have to sing those songs. And so this year, as in all the previous years, we've been allowed to pick any 2 songs we want to sing.
Perfect.
Broadway, stage.
You're one of the performers as well. And
I
several
am.
others,
I am
right?
a performer this year as well as last year and all the years before. The other performers are the marvelous Judy Anderson. We have Grady Cunningham, John Gotchi, Daniel Ipima, Kylie Shaw, Britt Summer, Melissa Walburn, and the always marvelous Lisa Taylor.
Awesome. I know we have had several of those performers here on the show in several years past, but for people that haven't gone before, can you kind of explain a bit how awesome this is? You see the pictures with all the crowds there, but just it's a really fun environment.
It is. It's a fun show. That's Stephen Rich singing right now.
Yes.
And you get your tickets through tadatheater.com or .info, excuse me, tadatheater.info. And I believe if you get them tomorrow, they're going to be $10.
$10, and then can you still get them at the door, or you have to get them in advance?
Well, they have a ticketing system with tadatheater.info, so you just go on that website and you press the appropriate buttons and you get to where you can put your credit card number in there and end up with tickets on your phone.
Alrighty, perfect. And then what 2 songs are you performing?
I am going to sing If by Bread. And one of my all-time favorites is Ghost Riders in the Sky.
Dave Klaus, here to talk about Tada Stock. That's July 11th, 7 o'clock over at the Mill Telegraph District. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Doors open at 6, show starts at 7. Get there early.
All right, sounds good. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, Andrew.
All right, we'll be right back, everyone. Stay with us. Trending now, so many dog owners talk to their dogs, not just as pets, but as if they were actual people. Most of the time, the dogs don't actually talk back, unless, of course, that dog's name happens to be Sunny. Here's ABC's Danny New.
If you are traveling to Amsterdam this summer, prepare to possibly be yelled at by this thunderous potato.
Is it singing? Is it yelling? Is it talking?
Everything. Everything.
Over the past few years, 12-year-old Sonny the French Bulldog has been picking up millions of views online as he calls a lot of attention to his mom, Mary.
He really liked to call the attention also. He knew it, when everyone was looking at him.
Mary and her husband are originally from Colombia.
Come on, eat it. Eat it.
And were inspired to adopt Sonny because of Stella in Modern Family, who belonged to the character of fellow Colombian Sofia Vergara.
My husband, he always liked Stella, and he told me, if we ever have a dog, it has to be like Stella.
But obviously, Sonny is happy to tell you he's a little different than Stella. However, he actually did not start making these yelling sounds until he was 8 years old. Their first viral video came when they were on a family road trip in the Alps. And, of course, Sonny didn't want to waste his debut when they were alone in the hotel.
The town, it was like, it's really small and it was full of people, full. So everyone could hear him making this funny noise.
Since then, Sonny has continued to make his opinions heard, especially in traffic. One commenter writing, "I love Sonny. He has so much to say. I just love it." However, for the record,
people think that he's always like screaming inside the house 24/7, but he's almost all the time like this.
For the record, there are other examples of French bulldogs who make unique sounds, but I don't know how many of those started when they were 8 years old. So if you have one, be prepared. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Before we go to break, here's a live look at our Barry Law Tower camera. I'll check out the forecast is next.
Since 1962, Friedman Law has taken on insurance companies for our clients and fought hard for the fair compensation they deserved. Call us or chat online today. No obligation, just information. Friedman Law Offices. Helping injured people. It's what we do. It's all we do. Call Friedman Law, 402-476-1093, right now.
It's time to celebrate with Independence Day savings at Schaefer's. Looking for a refrigerator upgrade? It's the perfect time to save on Frigidaire.
Welcome to Showcase Nebraska. My name is Christina Dant, and I am here at Emmanuel, Yankee Hill Village with Carla. You have a beautiful residence home here. Can you tell us a little bit about your history?
Absolutely, Christina. Yes, we have been here we started in 1963. Wow. Yankee Hill Village has been with Emmanuel since 2017, and we are so excited. They have restaurant-style dining, which our residents absolutely love. We have a Thrive Wellness program with a wellness specialist. The residents love to work on their wellness and their health. And then we have a pastor on our team, too, and that's really important to so many of our residents because pastoral support and religious support we offer. But what the residents truly love about Yankee Hill Village is the one-level living. No steps. They're like, I feel like I'm at home now.
Right.
It's all on one level. This is awesome.
Well, even walking through, everybody was so smiley. I saw the manicure,
yeah.
Everything was gorgeous. Everyone was.
Yes.
You had both of your parents here.
I did have both of my parents here. My father was here for 2 years. My mother was here for 6 years. My mom had vascular dementia. So she was at home. She lost her confidence to do those things that she enjoyed doing. So here she just felt so comfortable. Everybody embraced her. Our family saw that our mother was thriving in life again instead of just existing in life. And it was so important. And it was the best years of her life. It really was.
And for our viewers who want to come check it out or get more information, how do they go about that?
Well, Christina, they can just contact us directly. We're happy to talk to them on the phone, schedule a tour. They can come in and have lunch, too. We'll kind of talk to them. It's all about building a relationship with them, kind of meeting them where they are to try to find their best fit. We also have a website that they can contact us through that as well.
Wonderful. Thank you.
The proceeding was a sponsored segment.
Wild Bird Habitat brings the joy of birding right to your backyard. With expert advice, a huge selection of bird feeders, birding supplies, plus premium-grade wild bird feeds, your feathered friends will flock to your yard. Visit Wild Bird Habitat today.
Bring the outdoors in with a custom sunroom. More light, more space, and year-round comfort. Perfect for relaxing or entertaining. Designed for your home and built for every season. Call ABC Seamless of Nebraska today and let the sun shine.
It's time to celebrate with Independence Day savings at Schaefer's. Save big on Schaefer's selection of LG, Sony, and Samsung TVs, powerful sound bars, and outdoor entertainment systems that bring every backyard gathering to life. Whether you're upgrading your living room or creating the ultimate outdoor entertainment space, you'll find the brand you love at prices worth celebrating. Hurry in for Schaefer's Independence Day savings event. Big savings, great selection at 48th and R, Lincoln.
Stay ahead of the storm with Rusty Dawkins at 4:30, 5, 6, and 10.
It's time for GMA3, Deep Blue Danger. The 12-year-old boy attacked by a shark while on vacation in the Bahamas.
I just thought I was gonna die.
Telling his story, how he says his older brother saved his life. From one of the fastest running backs in NFL history to the fight for his life, Chris Johnson sitting down with Michael Strahan on his life-changing diagnosis and how he maintains hope. And Ed Sheeran's big surprise for a bride and groom, crashing the wedding reception and even taking to the stage for a special performance. It's time for GMA3.
It is time for GMA3. Can't wait for that. I'm Gio Benitez. Good to see you.
Imagine having Ed Sheeran show up at your wedding reception. Incredible. We'll tell you why he was there on Rhiannon and Allie here with Leslie Lopez. We're so glad all of you could join us. Happy Monday.
Yeah, we're celebrating a lot. America 250 all week long, counting down to July 4th. And today we're kicking off a big week of deals and steals. Tori Johnson is here with everything made in America and all at least 50% off.
I cannot believe we're already here.
I know. 250. What's a celebration though without food? You gotta have good food. America's Test Kitchen is here to show us how to make classic dishes from across the country, including that beloved black and white cookie.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you know what
so
I'm talking about. New York City loves a black and white cookie. We're gonna make some of those.
We do love that, but we are going to begin here with the 12-year-old boy who was attacked by a shark while on vacation in the Bahamas, and his older brother, what a hero, coming to the rescue. The family is now speaking out, and our hero, Will Reeve, is right here with the story.
Very kind of you to say hello to everyone. Good afternoon. So, dozens of miles offshore in the clear waters of the Bahamas, the situation turned dark and dangerous for this one family, but quick thinking and a brotherly bond saved the day, and now the boys are telling their story. A 12-year-old speaking out after coming face-to-face with a shark.
I just thought I was gonna die.
Parker Roll says he's lucky to be alive. He and his brother Jack describing the harrowing encounter.
I didn't really feel it at first because there's just so much adrenaline, but I remember looking down and I just see this head, and this head's well over a foot wide.
Speaking first to GMA, Parker said he was swimming off a secluded beach in the Bahamas with his family. Brother Jack, the first to spot the shark.
I see this, what looks like a rock. I was like, oh, it's a rock. And then I see it comes closer to me. I was like, oh, it's a Nerf shark. Oh, it's a really big Nerf shark.
Moments later,
I hear an ear-piercing scream.
What the 16-year-old thought was a typically docile nurse shark was really an 8 to 10-foot reef shark, latching on to Parker's leg. Jack instantly springing into action.
I immediately took off my swimsuit because I was like, oh, we have to stop that bleeding. I ran over there, wrapped it around his leg, and then picked him up and started carrying him over to the beach.
Parker's brother Adam alerting crew members.
I immediately ran up the hill and I started screaming to get a first aid kit.
The crew racing to help carry Parker back to the boat, but it was still a 60-mile trip back to shore with no cell service or radio contact. Parker in agonizing pain.
I've never felt pain like that because there's lots of salt water and huge winds and there's tons of teeth marks.
After making it back to shore, an awaiting ambulance rushing Parker to the hospital, where he underwent surgery, receiving multiple stitches, injuring his toe, but his leg still intact.
I definitely consider myself very lucky, as that shark could have easily taken my leg off.
His parents say doctors are optimistic and expect him to make a full recovery.
The whole boat was praying on that ride back because it was very, very uncertain how it was going to turn out.
Very, very grateful and blessed.
Parker crediting his big brother with saving his life.
I definitely consider him as my hero, as he stopped bleeding and saved my life.
A hero indeed. What a story there. And Parker tells us, quote, now I can kind of walk short distances, but with a lot of pain and very slowly. So he is recovering. He says that what he's most looking forward to is getting back on his dirt bike.
Oh, wow. I love seeing them playing around in the hospital.
They've got a great attitude. Yeah.
You really see the love between them, and that's so special. Well, thank you so much.
What a great story. Now we turn to the July 4th travel getting underway. It's expected to be a record-setting year. It is a good thing we have Gio, our transportation correspondent, here to break it down. No pressure, Gio, but you need to make this as smooth as possible.
Okay, because it is going to be a busy one, guys. It is going to be a busy one. In fact, we've already seen numbers that rival Thanksgiving. That was on normal days, so the big getaway for America 250, it is is on. So let's look at the numbers here, because AAA is saying that more than 72 million will travel for the holiday. More than 61 million will drive. So that's the overwhelming majority, with nearly 6 million flying. So where are people going? Well, these are the top domestic destinations, according to AAA: Seattle, Orlando,